Katy.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're looking at 10 musicians who don't seem to realize just how disliked they are by the general public.
'Cause baby, we ain't going away. Oh.
Colson Baker / Machine Gun Kelly. Is it the music itself? Or perhaps it's his constant attempts to be edgy? Could it be the hopeless hip-hop beefs and totally bizarre pivot to pop punk?
I don't do fake love, but I'll take some from you tonight.
Well, whatever your reason is for hating on Colson Baker, formerly known as Machine Gun Kelly, you're probably not the only one.
Last time you saw 8 Mile was at home on a treadmill.
His stock has arguably continued to plummet ever since he left hip-hop behind in favor of other genres.
Fell in love with an emo girl. I'm in love with an emo girl.
The funny thing, though, is that MGK seems to think that he's somehow ahead of his time, a trendsetter who is only receiving hate because people don't understand what he's doing. The critics aren't interested, and the general public are losing patience by the day.
Good night.
Kid Rock. Kid Rock doesn't care what you think of him.
Devil without a cause, and I'm back with the beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks.
Plus, he seems to understand that he's got a diehard fan base who won't leave his side, no matter how outrageously he behaves. But despite the loyal audience, Robert Ritchie has seemingly chosen to ignore the legions of listeners who would prefer to never listen to his songs again.
I'm more like the sharpest tool in the shed. No, I've never been the smartest.
Country-tinged rap rock might have been cool about 20 years ago, if ever, but these days, Kid Rock's sound is pretty dated, and the fact that he's alienating half the country with his lyrics doesn't help things either. Knowing him, though, he might think his popularity is currently at an all-time high.
Standing up and standing tall.
Axl Rose. Axl Rose is best known for being the only consistent member of Guns N' Roses since they began in the 1980s.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
And from what we gather, he's been pretty consistently difficult to deal with during that period. When GNR were at their peak, Rose had absolutely no issues with turning up extremely late to his own gigs and was a controversy magnet in the media.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
In other words, he was the ultimate rock and roll diva. Of course, that meant that he was totally oblivious to the fact that his ego was out of control. But there are too many instances of Axl Rose angering his fans, his bandmates, or his fellow artists to list here. He was truly one in a million.
Welcome to the jungle. What's it bring you to? It's gonna bring you down.
Will.i.am. It might seem like decades ago, but Will.i.am and the Black Eyed Peas were a lot less in-your-face mainstream than they later became.
Man, you gotta have love just to set it straight. Take control of your mind and meditate.
To say that the once humble hip-hop and funk fusion act sold out would be putting it lightly. But for as much as the money rolled in, Will.i.am had a real knack for putting himself on a pedestal.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
Whether it was launching a new tech product that was insanely overpriced or how he couldn't help but see himself as a visionary, Will.i.am clearly had some notions about himself that most of us didn't share. Most people would agree that whatever shred of cool Will.i.am once had is gone.
Tonight's the night. Hey, let's live it up. Let's live it up. I got my money. Hey, let's spin it up.
Lars Ulrich. Lars Ulrich is one of the biggest divas in the history of metal. Sure, he just so happens to be the drummer for one of the greatest bands in the genre, but most fans would agree he behaves like a spoiled teenager. Ulrich has the type of rock star ego that would make most of his contemporaries look humble by contrast. Need proof? Check out the Metallica documentary Some Kind of Monster, a film that chronicles the band struggling through a real creative low point.
I think it sounds stock to my ears. I mean, you want me to write it down? I think it feels stock, okay?
And let's not forget the common criticism of Ulrich's drumming style. In fact, even Metallica fans can't help but ridicule his dodgy fundamentals. To this day, Lars seems oblivious to it all.
Open mind for a different view.
Morrissey. Morrissey has always been something of a provocateur, someone who will say or do anything to get attention.
A jumped up country boy who never knew his place.
Morrissey's post-The Smiths career, in particular, saw him truly let his ego get out of hand.
I'm so sorry.
He is living proof that politics and music should not mix, or at least they shouldn't mix in the way that he's been doing it. He expresses views all across the spectrum, cancels shows for no good reason, and bashes absolutely anyone who crosses him in the media. It can be hard to tell if Morrissey is playing a character or if he's genuinely that full of himself.
But I can tolerate most music. There's some things I really can't stand.
Like what?
Well, I don't like rap because the voice is always the same.
Either way, don't expect him to mellow out anytime soon.
I'm so very sick of you.
Katy Perry. Katy Perry's career trajectory has been an odd one.
You change your mind like a girl changes clothes.
The one-time Christian rocker broke out with some instantly catchy and fun pop hits, but over the years, it all got out of hand.
I got the eye of the tiger.
These days, Perry is known best for her totally over-the-top stage shows, needlessly excessive costume changes, and some pretty inappropriate on-stage behavior. Perry's shows are widely attended by people of all ages, but it seems like the whole thing has become one playground for her ego. Her career success has also slowed down in the 2020s, but it doesn't appear to have made a difference. These days, Perry remains one of the easiest and most popular targets for fan backlash.
You know, it's a woman's world and you're lucky to be living in it.
Chris Brown. Chris Brown's career somehow survived being charged with assaulting one of the most beloved pop stars on the planet in 2009.
It's you and me moving at the speed of light.
But even though Rihanna fans will never forgive him, Brown was able to rebound with an extremely successful career.
Ladies love me, I'm on my cool J.
The legal issues didn't stop there, though, with several instances of violence littered throughout his time in the spotlight. But Brown has made countless efforts to paint himself as a misunderstood and, in some ways, tragic hero of his own story.
Arguing. So then, I remember she tried to kick me.
The fact that, in spite of everything, he's still a relevant and successful artist is enough to drive millions of people crazy.
Who's getting all of mine? Who's getting all of mine? Residual.
Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons is truly living in a world of his own, where Kiss are God's gift to music, and he himself is a gift to women.
And you say you wanna go for a spin, then probably something doesn't let you wear.
To say that Simmons has a big ego wouldn't quite cut it. He is a trailblazer in terms of arrogance and can't help but take shots at any other musicians he might consider a threat.
If people see you looking like for a while, you look too fancy, I like your style.
When asked how he felt about being so divisive, he very humbly responded that not everybody likes Jesus either. Sure, Kiss have more than enough fans to keep Simmons living in his own little world, but the amount of people who can't stand him is growing.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Kanye West. Kanye West's career trajectory has seen him go from volatile genius to public enemy #1.
Bad when the presence of greatness, cause right now that has forsaken us.
No one can deny that the man has changed hip-hop in more ways than one, but Ye's God complex has gone past the point of no return.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
As his fame grew, the music became more boisterous and the live shows more elaborate. But it was Kanye's outspoken bigotry and eccentricities that grew even more unbearable.
For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Some have pointed to his struggles with mental illness as a factor in these outbursts. Of course, there's no defending his particularly crude actions and self-aggrandizement. West himself likely thinks he's still at the very peak of his powers, and it's getting a little hard to watch.
Baby, I got a plan. Run away fast as you can. Run away from me, baby.
What other musicians just don't seem to realize how hated they are? Let us know in the comments below.
Don't act like I never told you.